I'm Site Skills with Scott, and today's episode we're going to build this single garage hipped roof. Right, so we've got our timber pack dropped off. I don't usually like having the timber pack up on the scaffold because there isn't tons of room up there. So that way we can stand up the timber in piles, what we need. There. Okay, so that's all our timbers loaded out. So we've got 4x1s for our bracing, we've got 35 by 150, we've got 5 of them, which is what we're using for the hips. We've got the 75 by 35, that's for our ceiling cords. We've got 95 by 35, which is for our common rafters and our jacks. And then we've then got 4x2 treated wall plate. So this is what a hipped single garage looks like at the start. So the bricklayers have finished their last course of bricks and they've laid a bed of muck going all the way around. So our first job is to cut the wall plates that will go around the whole perimeter of the house. So here's the top little tip. Sometimes where they put the 2 bits of 4x1 on, that they muck on, you sometimes get this lump of, so we don't want that when we put our plates on, it's going to lift one higher than the other. So just get brick. Then just move it down, that's going to give you nice and smooth, so when our plates go down they'll sit nice and flat, because if one lifts higher than the other, that's going to mess up our hips. So to connect our wall plates together we have to do what's called a half lap, where we cut one half the timber out of one and one half another, and they then slot together. Now we're not allowed to just butt them, that's where you put the 2 ends of the timber together and they have to overlap. And when you're overlapping lengths of wall plate, NHBC states that it has to have at least 3 trusses bearing on it. So we'll probably get a length, half lap the ends, do a half lap in the middle, put those in, and then we'll then cut the rest to suit. So to mark out a half lap, we find out what the width of the timber is, so 95. So then we come across 95, so it's in square. The other way you can do it is hold your square on the corner, take it off, still 95, and you can square that across. So we're going to go for all of these, marking out 95mm. They're all going to need a half lap on the end at some point. So I set my saw to about 22.5. I'm just going to come through doing this cut. Pull those nice and tight together, like that through. I'm just going to put one nail in the middle, just hold that. Now see here, this plate is actually hanging over a little bit too far, so what we can do is we grab our saw with the depth set to 22.5, you can just cut a little bit more. Plate just to bring that round, and then we can just trim the excess off the same way. go through and nail the half laps as we go down. We want this flush with the outside of the brickwork, sorry. So the next step is setting out. So what I like to do first is I like to cut the corner of my external wall plates off, and the width that I cut them off at is the same as the hip, so it's 35 mil, sorry. So let's do that and draw a line through the 45. And then we want to go 17.5 of that. So sit that there, there, and then we just square that across. Like that, and then we'll cut that bit off. So now the important bit, we need to mark the centre of the roof on the end where our first common raft is going to go in, and then from that we can then determine where our girder, which is our double truss, and where that's going to go. Once these two key points are in, we can then work out how the hip's going to fall and how the rest of the roof will be constructed. So to put in our first common rafter, what we need is the centre of the wall plate. So we'll measure overall and see what we've got. So we've got 3515. Now my maths isn't brilliant, so I'm going to go 1.8, 1.8, and then I'm just going to centre the two. So that's going to be our centre there. So that's the centre of the roof. Now our rafter material is 35 mil, so then we'll do the same, similar as we did on like the corners, is go 17.5 either way. 17.5 and then 35, and that's going to be our rafter. And then we want our ceiling cord is then going to come alongside it. So our rafter is going to come down, our ceiling cord alongside it. So for this I then put a C. So off of this mark here, we're then going to want to go 600 centres, which is 600, so we're measuring 60 centimetres or 600 millimetres from the same edge to the same edge. And the reason I do this one is once I've done my mark, I then go rafter ceiling line, which is the same as what we've got here. And then we'll do that in multiples of 600. So we'll then do 1200, same thing, mark, rafter ceiling line, and then going back the other way as well. So using that same mark as a reference point. So I've got a tape on 600. That's what's on 600. Mark, ceiling line, rafter. That one. See. We can then hook our tape on the outside, and we now know we're going for about 1738. We'll just check ourselves, make sure that's definitely in the centre. Yeah, 1738. So now what we want to do is we want to hook our tape on the other side of the plate going into the roof, and that 1738 measurement, tick, and we want to do 2 crosses going into the roof, because that's where our that's where the girder or the double truss is going to sit. So what we now have is the same measurement going from the outside of our plate to our first rafter, from the outside of our plate to our first truss. Now that's going to make it perfectly 45 degrees where the hip then comes through in the middle. So we're going to do the same thing on this side, that same measurement, 1738. X is going into the building that way. Go in 35 mil, so one there, one there. And then what I like to do is I like to mirror the measurements for these going back this way. So this first one, we've got 580. So I'm going to do 580 again. And our rafter is pointing towards the outside building that way. So rafter ceiling. I guess the other one's going to be 1118, yep. 1118. Same again, rafter ceiling. So we'll replicate the same thing this side. So we're going 540 for argument's sake. 540. And we're doing ceiling that side and rafter side. And the reason we're doing this is that when our hip comes through, both our rafters come up and they'll then be pushing together opposite one another. As they can stagger, but it looks much neater and it is stronger for both the jack rafters to then be pushing against one another. So we'll then do another 600, so just double check ourselves, 1140. Same again, ceiling to the front of the building, rafters to the inside. Okay, now we're going to replicate exactly what we've done down the other end. So that's all of our marking out done for our rafters, the hip and everything down here. Now what we need to mark out is the truss section of the roof. Now we've been given the position of the double on either end. That was worked out by going from the outside of the plate to the edge of our first common rafter or a normal rafter, and then we've got the same measurement from here to that edge. Now these trusses are 35mm wide, so I've then gone 35mm, 35mm to 70mm. And I've then done the same thing down this end. What I like to do is I like to even out the rest of the trusses between here so they're all nicely evenly centered. So let's calculate how many trusses we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trusses. So 4 of them are going to be a double, so we can get rid of those 4. So we're then going to have 4 trusses in filling the gap. If each truss is 35mm, that'll be 35, 35 at 70, double it's 140mm. What I like to do is just mark 140, that's going to represent all 4 trusses bunched up together, touching the back of that, and then we're going to now calculate what the spaces are in between. Going off the edge of the other double, okay, we've got 2, 5, 6, 0. Now what we're going to do is we're going to divide that by 5, because although we've got 4 trusses, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gaps in between them. 5, 1, 2 in between, and then if you add on the thickness of the truss, which is then 35, we can go 5, 4, 7, and that's what our centres are going to be. So if we put our tape here, we go 5, 4, 7, that's going to be centre, so it's then going to be X back, same thing, 5, 4, 7, X back, 7, back. Now it is best just to mark out one side, just to make sure you've got it right. The centre mark from there to there should be about 5 to 10ish. So we'll just square that across. And then we're going to do the same on this side. Okay, so now we're going to make up our doubles and then put our little hangers on. We're going to make our doubles up. So we're going to make sure they're completely flush, especially at this point. This is where we're going to work out our upstand onto the bottom where that's fitted. So this side, get that in the right place. Split the difference there. Now we don't want to put any nails down here because when we cut the rafter foot, this will end up getting in the way. And when you're doing this, just make sure you don't have nice little nails in the gun, so otherwise you'll be making a crooked. Knots around here. So that's one double made up. So to make sure you keep the yellow tag on the end, you want all the tags to be facing the same way when you do a roof. Okay. Okay, now let's mark this side out. So this is always in the centre of the roof. So this is 70mm, so that'll be 35. So that's your centre. Now our rafter is going to hit the centre of that. So we want to go 35 or 17.5 either side off of there, much like we did on the outside of the plate. That's where our rafter's going to go. Now if we look over here, the ceiling goes that way. So same as when we're setting out the plate, we found the line, the centre line between the rafter and the ceiling cord, which is this one here. I'll just put that line to. And then we've transferred that mark down to here, and then we're going to want to copy that. So the rafter's that side, ceiling's this side, ceiling's this side. That's where we're then going to put our little shoe on to take the ceiling cord. So same again. Ceiling way. We should have 5 of them. So now I'm going to get the little hangers. The truss manufacturer sent out these little TM38 hanger shoes. That's what we're going to use for here. I just like to go through, tack these in place with a couple of nails. Right. Okay, so that's one truss done, so we can flip this one up out of the way. We'll double up the next truss, nail that together, and do the same process, marking it out and putting the shoes on. Right, so we've got a double nailed together, mini shoes on, same thing that side, everything's set out. Now something that I like to do is I like to put the truss clips on now, because it's far easier than climbing around inside the roof when you've got bracing and chevrons in the way. So I like to put this on now. So we've got 4 on either side. 3, 4 on the other side, and then I also like to put the girder clips, which they use 2 of these, so these work for anything. These are for singles, these are for them like doubles, triples, quads, and they just move further out. So that's going to sit on there like that, nailed onto there, bend down, nailed onto the face of the plate, and then this will then nail onto the side. And then once this double's in place, we can then put this one on. So I'll put these on one side and the truss clips.